brewers, welcome. Hope you're having a fantastic one. So it's been about 2 weeks and our honey beer has been brewing away on our heat mat for, well, 2 weeks. So hopefully this is now finished fermenting and hopefully it's going to be kind of tasty. So we were aiming for about 5%, but we're using honey and it's, yeah, as we know, this honey seems to be a little bit up and down. Using the bread yeast mead, it was a lot higher than it was supposed to be. And, well, yeah, it's a natural product, so we'll see what happens. But we were aiming for 5%, so let's see what we've got. So instead of bottling normally, I've actually got a blast from the past. The old brewing keg. So I've gone ahead and I've started sterilizing it, but I've bought a new tap and a new pressure lid for it, because those were going to explode if I hadn't, but they did the job. So I've gone ahead and I'm sterilizing this using bleach and washing up liquid. And just a handy little tip, I got this thing ages ago from Poundland. It's actually for clearing drains, but it's just a giant bottle brush. So that should be pretty cool to go in our little keg. So let's get into it. So this is a lovely keg filled with a juice of goodness. I'm really looking forward to this because I love honey beer. So let's crack it open. I haven't actually looked at this in 2 weeks, so... So let's get the hydrometer, which I have sterilized and I'm keeping in fresh water. And let's see what we've got. So in you go. So our hydrometer is reading actually rather low. It's sort of like the 1.002/003, somewhere around that. So we've got about 4.1% ish. Oh, that's how we work in ish. So that's fairly decent. It's not the 5% I was looking for. Just happened to be how it turned out. Could have been the honey. So yeah, 4.1. Not what I was expecting, but I'm happy with that. I can live with that. That's pretty cool. And it smells amazing. Those hops are just fantastic. So we're going to keg this bad boy up. So I better go and rinse that keg, shouldn't I? Can't put it in when it's all bleachy. So our barrel is... Oh, this isn't the barrel. This is that. Our barrel is now sterilized. It took a little while to rinse it out, make sure it is all free of all the little bits that could be inside, because it has been in storage for a little while. So just double check. It is fresh, but not bleachy. If it smells like bleach when you're sterilizing, rinse again. It should smell fresh. That's how it should. I've also gone ahead and rinsed out my sterile 2-litre bottle. This will become apparent in a minute. And now we're just going to set up and make our simple siphon. So we have a length of water in the tube. So let's just use the clip. A little bit of manhandling is probably going to be required. There we go. And I can adjust it as we go through. But that's just so handy. So to create our simple siphon, we've already got the water in the tube and then gravity. And I'm just going to bottle up. See you in a minute. Our bottling, or in our case kegging, has been completed. I forgot that the keg doesn't sit on the floor. The tube's not quite long enough for a... Yeah, so I ended up having to use the wine rack. Hey, it works. And then did the rest by hand. We got a fairly decent thing. As it was being kegged, it was releasing really hoppy, sort of lemony flavors. It smelt really good. So I'm really looking forward to that. But we need to prime this bad boy up. So I noticed the last time I used the keg, I did my standard, easy sort of, no nonsense usual way of adding sugar. And it was okay, but about sort of halfway through the keg, it kind of lost the fizz and carbonation. It was kind of light and a bit there. So this time I'm going a bit more extreme. For those people that use all the brewing calculators and are into the beer stuff, I'm actually doing a volume of 3.1 of CO2 volume. Or, for normal people, I'm using 170 grams of sugar. So I've pre-measured that out, just to save some time, because you don't want to see me doing that. And I have boiled the old kettle. So I could have added the sugar in and then shook that up, but there's no guarantee I'm going to dissolve all of the sugar. This way, at least, I can see. Right, just add a little bit more. Looks like clear sugar water. Tastes like it too. So I'm just going to add a drop of cold water in here and we're going to add it in. And I finally got round to getting a new funnel. Check me. The joys of online shopping. So all we've got to do now is this is no longer boiling. It's actually kind of tepid. And in it goes. Stick our pressure lid on. There we go, make sure it's nice and tight. And that's that bit done. All we need to do now, just give it a bit of a... Make sure all that sugar is nice and dissolved in here. And now we're just going to leave this for a couple of weeks. And hopefully we should have some very, very bubbly honey beer that stays carbonated all the way through. Which is pretty cool. Now we get to the fun part, because I love this stuff, so I just can't wait to try some. So we're going to have some ale, because that's all ale is, really. It's just beer without carbonation. So I've gone ahead and I've made myself a sparkler, which is basically just a 2-litre bottle cap with some holes that I put in it. Let's make some ale, because I want to. One of the joyous things about working in a pub is you get to see behind how it works. So in theory, we should end up with a pint with a head without carbonation. So, that actually worked better than I thought. That works better than I thought. A homemade ale maker. It looks janky, it is janky, but we've got ale with a head. That doesn't look bad. And then all I've got to do is take off our DIY spigot. Now we have a pint. Now normally it's been, normally they condition it a bit, but I'm just too eager to try it now. Cheers. Oh wow, that actually tastes pretty good as it is. It does need a bit of conditioning for making it a beer, but as an ale, it's pretty damn fine. That was good. And as you can see, the glass still has some foam on there, so it does have some pretty good head retention. Not what I had intended to do, but I just wanted to try some now. And I thought, hey, ale, why not? Not a great ale fan, as you guys know, so this is the compromise. It's a lager in ale form. I'm going to have myself another, because it tastes good. Seems to work a treat. Not bad. DIY sparkler. Not exactly the best, but this stuff is nice. So, get rid of my... So you may be wondering how it tastes, because that's why I made it. I mean, it smells really good. It's like, it actually smells the hops. You can kind of get a bit of the lemon in there, even though we didn't add that many hops to it, relatively. But the taste, oh. The taste is good. I mean, it's inoffensive, which is always good in anything that I make. It's got the bitterness in there. That mainly came from the lager kit itself, because it already has some hops in there for bitterness. But the aftertaste is where it's at. I am getting the caramel, I'm also getting the lager, and I'm getting the hops in the aftertaste. The aftertaste is it's the bomb. It's good. That's what I have to say. It is really nice. Even as it is. Not bad. I mean, the one good thing about this is I was kind of thinking to myself, did I add enough hops in? And since I was kegging it, if it wasn't getting the flavour, I could have added in a little hop tea bag. It would have been a pain to get it out after it finished, because I even had a little baggie ready just in case. But this is good. I mean, the aftertaste is so pleasant. Not too overpowering, so it's an everyday drinker. I'm very happy. Anyway, so I'm going to drink this and edit this video. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check out some of the other ones. Subscribe, share, comment, all of that stuff. But more importantly, carry on homebrewing, guys. See you later.